In mid-2018, I returned to Vermont to visit my family and rest for a few weeks. During that time, I wanted to take the opportunity to go camping alone, as it had been a long time since I last went out since moving away. My parents' house is near the Appalachian Mountains, a place I used to explore frequently when I lived there. I especially remembered a trail I saw on a forum dedicated to exploring abandoned structures, leading to an old lodge deep in the forest. One Monday morning, I drove there, parked on the roadside, and started hiking along the overgrown path. It took nearly 2 hours to reach the place, and despite the difficult terrain, I was excited to finally reconnect with nature and begin my little adventure. The abandoned lodge was discovered on a forum that attracted people fascinated by forgotten places with mysterious histories and eerie beauty. Nestled deep in the woods near the Appalachians, far from main roads, it showed almost no sign of human passage. Intrigued, I decided to explore it. Though severely damaged by time and nature, its roof collapsed and walls rotten, it still retained a wild, haunting charm that compelled me to uncover its story. The trail to the lodge was wild and rarely traveled, almost completely overtaken by nature. Thick trees and dense branches narrowed the path, making it difficult to navigate. There were no signs or markers, just a small track created by previous explorers. It took me about 2 hours to walk through, carefully pushing past thorny bushes and weeds. The silence was profound, broken only by footsteps and the sounds of the forest. The isolation made the journey challenging but fueled my curiosity as I drew closer to my destination. The lodge was in severe disrepair. The roof mostly collapsed, wooden beams decayed, and the air was heavy with the smell of mold. Inside, damage and signs of long abandonment were everywhere, making it unsafe to camp there. Realizing this, I pitched my tent just outside, nearby. Though still wild, the area felt safer for spending the night, avoiding the risks inside the ruined building. At night, I suddenly heard strange noises coming from the direction of the lodge, sounds like wood bending or cracking under pressure. The eerie, repetitive creaks echoed through the quiet forest, filling me with unease and making me wonder if it was just natural sounds or something more mysterious. The silence around only amplified the haunting noises, creating an atmosphere thick with suspense. When I went back to check the lodge, the door that had been wide open before was now mysteriously shut. On the door surface, I noticed strange scratch marks, like they were made by claws or a knife. These signs unsettled me, as if some unknown presence was holding the door from inside. This sudden change intensified my fear, forcing me to reconsider whether to continue exploring or retreat. I tried to open the door, but it wouldn't budge, as if held firmly from within. Fear surged through me, and I decided not to stay any longer. Quickly, I turned and ran back toward my tent, heart pounding, desperate to escape the eerie place and the feeling of being watched. Upon returning to the campsite, I found the campfire mysteriously extinguished. The air grew colder and heavier. Suddenly, I heard faint laughter echoing from somewhere in the dark around me. The sensation of being silently observed from behind the trees made my heart race. The overwhelming silence and darkness made me realize I was no longer safe and needed to leave immediately. Panicked, I hurriedly packed up my tent and fled the forest. Fear and unease followed every step as I ran toward the trail leading out to the main road. That terrifying experience became the most unforgettable memory of my life, and I vowed never to return to that place again.